Let's cut through the internet noise. Forget the hype and the guns that only exist on blogs. We're looking at the real numbers. We've gathered sales data from the distributors, the big box retailers, and the local gun shops where you actually go. This isn't about military gear or fancy imports nobody can find. This is about the firearms people are choosing for their holsters, their safes, and under the seat of their trucks. You'll see some names you expect and a few that might make you look twice. Whether you're new to this world or you've been shooting for decades, this list shows what's actually working out there right now. The Springfield Hellcat made a splash when it launched. This little 9mm rewrote the rules for micro compacts. Small guns used to mean small capacity, but the Hellcat changed that with an 11+1 flush magazine and a 13+1 extended option. It also came optics ready from the factory, which was a huge deal back in 2019. The gun is slim enough to vanish under a shirt, but you still get the capacity of a much larger pistol for anyone who carries a gun daily. That combination is gold. Yes, it gets compared to the SIG P365 all the time, and for good reason. They are very close in size and how they shoot. But here's a key fact. The Hellcat was released first with its higher capacity. That move pushed SIG to develop the P365 XL to keep up. Is the trigger out of the box perfect? No. It's a bit stiff. But it is predictable. And for a defensive firearm, predictability is safety. The aftermarket support is strong. You can mount a hollow sun optic directly with no modifications needed. Holsters are plentiful now, too. It has an MSRP of about $599, but you can usually find it for around $520 in stores. The fact that this pistol remains a top seller years after its debut says it all. The Hellcat wasn't a fluke. It earned its place and continues to hold it. The Glock name means something in the gun world. The Glock 43X is the result of Glock finally listening to what concealed carriers were asking for. It takes the thin, easy-to-hide slide from the original G43 and mates it to a longer grip that holds 10+1 rounds of 9mm. This combination hits a perfect balance between being easy to conceal and easy to shoot. Many find it to be one of the most comfortable Glocks for appendix carry. But the real game changer for the 43X was the aftermarket. Companies like Shield Arms introduced steel 15-round magazines that fit flush. This single modification gives the slim 43X the same capacity as a much thicker Glock 19. That upgrade alone made the 43X a top-tier choice for everyday carry. The trigger is what you'd expect from a Glock. It's not a match-grade trigger, but it's solid, predictable, and incredibly reliable. The recoil is mild, thanks to the longer grip providing better balance and control. And since it's a Glock, the universe of available accessories and holsters is enormous. You can customize it endlessly. The street price is typically between $450 and $480. They sell quickly, particularly in states without magazine capacity restrictions. The 43X isn't flashy, but it works. Period. When your life is on the line, that's what counts. If you shot the original M&P Shield, you know it was a dominant force in concealed carry for more than a decade. Smith & Wesson didn't just rest on that success. They went back and created the Shield Plus. They didn't try to reinvent it. They just gave shooters exactly what they wanted: more rounds, a much improved trigger, and the option for a factory-cut slide for optics. The capacity is now 10+1 with the flush magazine and 13+1 with the extended. This brings it in line with other micro compacts while keeping the comfortable ergonomics of the M&P line. The trigger is a massive improvement. It's a flat-face design that is light and crisp, with a positive reset that's a world away from the old hinge trigger. For a striker-fired gun that costs under $500, it's one of the best factory triggers available. The ergonomics are excellent. The Shield Plus has a natural point of aim. It feels secure in smaller hands. And the extended magazine allows those with larger hands to get a full, comfortable grip. If you want more, the Performance Center models offer ported barrels and tuned internals. You can find the standard model for around a $450 street price. Smith & Wesson often runs rebates and bundles, which keeps them moving off the shelves. It may not be the most exciting name here, but it earned its spot by being utterly dependable. This pistol didn't just sell, it changed the entire concealed carry market. When the SIG P365 arrived in 2018, it turned the industry upside down before this gun. No one believed you could fit 10 plus 1 rounds of 9mm into such a small frame and still have a pistol that was actually controllable and pleasant to shoot. Pocket pistols meant a 6+1 capacity and a dangling pinky finger. Then, SIG delivered a micro-compact that felt and shot like a real handgun. The base model gives you 10 plus 1 rounds, with factory options for 12 and 15-round magazines that integrate perfectly. The modular grip system was a stroke of genius, allowing the user to scale the gun up or down to fit their needs. The recoil is very manageable for its size. The trigger can feel a bit spongy at first, but it has a clean break and improves the more you shoot it. What SIG did next was brilliant. They expanded the P365 into a complete family of firearms. There's the P365XL with its longer slide and built-in red dot cut. The X Macro with an integrated compensator and a 17-round capacity. And the Deep Concealment SAS model with its snag-free controls. A standard P365 typically sells for $500 to $550 and is available in nearly every gun store in the country. This pistol ignited the micro-compact capacity race, and it remains the benchmark everyone else is still trying to beat. Number 8 is not a handgun at all. It's the Ruger PC Carbine, a pistol-caliber carbine that has steadily built a devoted following. It doesn't look like a tactical marvel at first, but after a few magazines, you understand why it's a consistent top seller. Chambered in 9mm, it offers low recoil and uses affordable ammunition. More importantly, it can share magazines with your handgun. Ruger brilliantly includes interchangeable magazine wells in the box, allowing you to use Ruger SR series or Glock magazines. That feature is a huge advantage for anyone wanting to simplify their gear. One type of ammo, one type of magazine. The takedown feature is incredibly slick. The carbine separates into 2 pieces in seconds, making it perfect for storage in a backpack or a vehicle. Its accuracy is surprisingly good, thanks to a cold, hammer-forged barrel. The factory ghost ring sights are effective out to 50 yards. It also includes M-lock slots for accessories and a threaded barrel for suppressors. On top of all that, it's just fun to shoot, whether for plinking steel, running drills, or as a home defense tool. The PC Carbine is a versatile choice. Prices range from $550 to $620. Its sales numbers show that people are recognizing its practical, no-nonsense appeal. If you know anything about guns, you know the Glock 19. It is the gold standard for striker-fired handguns. It is the benchmark against which all others are judged. The Gen 5 model brought meaningful improvements. It keeps the beloved compact size that works for both concealed carry and duty use, but adds the Glock marksman barrel, removes the unpopular finger grooves, and includes an ambidextrous slide stop. These small tweaks make a noticeable difference in handling and performance. The trigger is classic Glock, a short take-up, a firm wall, and a clean break. It's not a competition trigger, but it is consistent, which is crucial for a defensive weapon. It has a 15+1 capacity, and magazines are cheap and abundant. Its reliability is so predictable, it's almost boring. You can abuse this gun, and it will continue to function. Holster and parts availability is second to none. The Glock 19 is the AR-15 of the handgun world when it comes to customization. You can build it into anything you want. A Gen 5 will cost you about $540 to $580. And yes, It is still worth every penny. It remains a top 10 seller after all these years because it has earned its reputation through decades of service with police, civilians, and competitive shooters. You don't buy a Glock 19 for looks. You buy it because you need a gun that will absolutely run when you need it most. Hold on before you judge. If the name Taurus makes you skeptical, that's understandable. The brand struggled for years with a reputation for inconsistent quality control and questionable designs. But the reality is, Taurus has made significant improvements. And the G3C is the evidence. It entered the budget carry gun market priced under $300 and completely dominated it. For that low price, you get a pistol with a 12+1 capacity, a decent striker-fired trigger that has restrike capability, something many price-your guns lack, serrations on the front and rear of the slide, and actual steel sights instead of plastic ones. That is an incredible feature set for a gun that often sells for around $250. Let's be honest, this is not a high-end firearm. The finish on the slide is not as durable as what you'll find on a Glock. The trigger has some mushiness after hitting the wall, and it won't impress your friends on social media. But it performs where it matters. Independent torture tests have shown it to be reliable, and it functions well with common defensive ammunition. The ergonomics are also surprisingly good. The aftermarket support for the G3C has also grown, with holsters, optics-ready models, and threaded barrels now available. If you need a no-nonsense carry gun that performs far better than its price suggests, this is a strong contender. The G3C isn't fancy, but it has earned its high sales rank by being a reliable and affordable tool for self-defense, which is more important than ever in today's economy. This is not just another striker-fired pistol. The FN 509 Tactical was developed from FN's entry into the U.S. Army's modular handgun system competition. See, he ultimately won that contract. But FN wisely brought their design to the civilian market. The 509 Tactical is built for hard use. Its features are all-duty grade, a threaded barrel, suppressor height night sights, fully ambidextrous controls, and a highly versatile optics mounting system. You can mount almost any red dot, from a Trigicon to a Holosun, without needing special adapter plates. The tall iron sights will co-witness perfectly with the optic. The pistol holds 17+1 rounds with its standard magazine and an incredible 24+1 with the extended version. That is a massive amount of firepower for a handgun. The trigger is better than many expect from FN. With a crisp break and a short reset, it is absolutely dependable. The recoil feels flat and controlled. The heavier slide helps manage muzzle flip, especially with a suppressor attached. The build quality is top-notch. The slide has FN's extremely durable PVD finish, and the frame texture is grippy without being abrasive. The ergonomics feel natural, even when wearing gloves. This pistol costs between $800 and $900. You aren't just buying a pistol. You're buying a sidearm that was engineered to go to war and win. The 509 Tactical is for someone who demands absolute confidence in their equipment. The M&P line has always been Smith & Wesson's direct competitor to Glock. In the early days, it had ground to make up. But the M2.0 version hasn't just caught up. In some ways, it has surpassed its rivals. This is a robust, striker-fired pistol with an excellent factory trigger. It's a flat-face design with a light take-up, a clean break, and a tactile reset that feels tuned right out of the box. Its capacity is 15+1, putting it in the same class as the Glock 19. What truly sets it apart is the ergonomics. The aggressive grip texture provides a secure hold without being painful. The low bore axis helps manage recoil, making follow-up shots surprisingly fast for a compact gun. It's available in optics-ready configurations, some of which include suppressor height sights. The recoil impulse is flat and controllable, partly thanks to a stainless steel chassis inside the frame that adds rigidity and weight in the right places. The street price is around $500 to $550, and S&W frequently offers rebates. But here's an important point: this gun is made by Americans. For Americans. The M&P name stands for military and police, and the pistol was designed from the start for serious duty use. You will find this pistol on the hips of police officers and in the homes of people who take their training seriously. The M&P 9 M2.0 Compact is a quiet professional. It shows up, does its job flawlessly, and earns the respect of real shooters. The SIG P365X Macro isn't just another version of an existing gun, it's the next step in the evolution of the micro compact platform. The original P365 changed the game in 2018. The EX Macro asked a new question: what if you could have the capacity of a full-size gun in a package that is still easy to conceal, and it delivered? This pistol gives you 17 plus 1 rounds of 9mm in a frame that is thinner than a Glock 19 and optics ready from the factory. SIG integrated a compensator directly into the slide to reduce muzzle flip and included a full-length accessory rail, all while keeping the overall size remarkably compact. The grip module is where it truly excels. It is slim, aggressively textured, and has a high tang that allows for a very high grip, which helps control recoil. The result is a gun that shoots like a competition pistol but carries like a micro compact. The trigger is solid, with a short take-up and a clean break, requiring no immediate replacement. The X Macro finally gives shooters what they have wanted for years: a true do-it-all handgun. It is a gun that is excellent for training, capable for duty use, and ideal for concealed carry without making any major compromises. The MSRP is around $800, with a street price closer to $750. It isn't cheap, but it offers a level of performance and versatility that is hard to match. The P365X Macro is the product of a company listening to its customers and building a gun for real-world performance. At number 2 is the Glock 17 Gen 5, the original full-size workhorse. For over 30 years, this pistol has been a fixture in duty holsters, range bags, and nightstands across the country. It offers a 17 plus 1 capacity of 9mm, is incredibly simple to operate, and has a design that has been continuously refined without losing its core identity. The Gen 5 updates were significant: the removal of finger grooves, a flared magwell for faster reloads, an ambidextrous slide stop, and the Glock Marksman barrel for improved accuracy. Glock didn't reinvent the pistol, they just made it better for the modern shooter. You don't buy a Glock 17 to be trendy, you buy it because it has been proven in the most demanding environments. From city streets to battlefields, it simply performs. The trigger is standard Glock, consistent, predictable, and with a quick reset. The controls are intuitive. The recoil on the full-size frame is soft, and the long sight radius aids in accurate shooting at distance. Magazines and holsters are everywhere and inexpensive. The aftermarket support is limitless. Some might call it boring, but when things are going wrong, boring and reliable is exactly what you want. With a street price between $520 and $570, it remains one of the most issued law enforcement handguns in the United States. The Glock 17 isn't about hype. It is the standard. Its position as a top 2 seller in 2025 tells you all you need to know about its enduring legacy. This may come as a shock, but the number 1 selling gun is the Taurus G3. Yes, really. While premium brands get all the media attention, this affordable full-size 9mm from Brazil is dominating the sales charts in the United States. Why is this? It's because the G3 delivers on the essentials. It has a 17 plus 1 capacity, a full-size grip, a solid striker-fired trigger, and reliable performance, all for under $300. That is not a misprint. You can buy a Taurus G3 for less than the cost of a quality red dot optic. And the crucial part is this: the gun runs. The G3 has proven to be a reliable pistol, cycling both practice ammo and common self-defense hollow points without issue. The trigger is surprisingly good for the price, with a flat face, a clean break, and the same unique restrike capability found on the G3C, a feature not available on Glocks or SIGs. The ergonomics are also quite good. The grip is well textured. The controls are placed logically, and the pistol aims naturally. No, the slide finish isn't premium, and it's not a gun you buy for prestige. But for a first-time gun owner, a truck gun, or anyone who needs a dependable firearm on a tight budget, the G3 delivers incredible value. Its #1 sales ranking in 2025 isn't hype. It's the result of consumers voting with their wallets. In a time of high ammunition costs and a continued desire for self-protection, the Taurus G3 has met the moment. It may not be flashy, but it works. And it has provided tens of thousands of Americans with a means to defend themselves without going into debt in the America of today. That is a powerful combination.